past tense. Questions and answers. Brian was speaking with Mary.
Was speaking with Mary.
Who was Brian speaking with?
Who was Mary? Brian was
Mary.
speaking with
Brian
Mary.
was speaking with Mary. Brian was talking to Mary. Was Brian dining out with Mary?
No, Brian wasn't dining out with
No,
Mary.
Brian wasn't
Brian
dining out with
was
Mary.
speaking
He was
with Mary.
speaking with Mary. Brian told Mary he was thinking about going out to grab a bite. What did Brian tell Mary?
Brian told Mary he was thinking about
Brian told Mary he was
going
thinking
out
about
to
going out to grab a
bite.
bite. Brian told Mary he was thinking about going out to get something to eat. What was Brian thinking about?
He was thinking about going out to grab a bite.
Brian told Mary he was thinking about going out to grab a bite. He told Mary he was thinking about going out to get something to eat. Where did Brian tell Mary he wanted to go?
He wanted to go. Brian told Mary he wanted to go.
Brian told Mary he wanted to go out to grab a bite. He told Mary he wanted to go out to grab a bite. Brian wanted to know if Mary was hungry and wanted to join him to eat. Did Brian want to know if Mary was going to the movies?
No, he doesn't want to know if Mary going to the movies.
He didn't want
Brian
to know
wanted
if
to
Mary
know
was
if
going to the
Mary
movies.
was hungry
Brian
and wanted
to know if Mary was
to
hungry
join him to
and
eat.
wanted to join him to eat. What did Brian ask Mary?
Brian asked if Mary was hungry and wanted
Brian asked if
to
Mary
join
was
him
hungry
to
and
eat.
wanted to join him to eat. He asked if Mary was hungry and wanted to join him to eat. Who wanted to know if Mary was hungry?
Brian wanted to know if Mary was hungry.
Brian wanted to know if Mary was hungry. Brian wanted to know if she was hungry. Who did Brian ask to join him to eat?
Brian asked Mary to join him to eat.
Mary. Brian asked Mary to join him to eat. He asked Mary to join him to eat.
To join him to eat.
Mary said she was starving, but she couldn't go because she was busted.
Busted.
Who said she was starving?
Mary said she was starving.
Mary said she was starving. Mary said she was starving, but she couldn't go because she was busted. Why couldn't Mary go even though she was starving?
Because she was busted.
Because she was busted. Mary said she was starving, but she couldn't go because she was busted. What reason did Mary give Brian why she couldn't join him?
Because she was busted.
She didn't join him because she was busted. Mary said she was starving, but she couldn't go because she was busted. Brian told her it was okay. He'd pay for her, and it was his treat. Who paid for Mary?
Brian told her it was okay. He paid for her, and
Brian
it
told her it
was
was okay.
his treat.
He paid for her, and it was his treat. How did Brian help Mary?
Brian paid for
Brian
her.
paid for her. Brian told her it was
Paid for
okay
her.
when she was busted. He paid for her, and it was his treat.
His treat.
Who treated Mary for lunch?
Brian treated Mary for lunch.
Brian treated Mary for lunch. Brian told her it was okay. He paid for her and it was his treat. Brian asked Mary where she wanted to go eat. What did Brian ask Mary?
Brian asked Mary where she wanted to go eat.
Brian asked Mary where she wanted to go eat. He asked Mary where she wanted to go eat. Did Brian ask Mary where she attended school?
No, he didn't. He didn't ask Mary where she attended school. Brian asked Mary where she wanted to eat. Where she wanted to go.
Who asked Mary where she wanted to go eat?
Brian asked Mary where she wanted to go to eat.
Brian asked Mary where she wanted to go eat. Brian asked her where she wanted to go eat. Mary said it didn't matter.
Mary said didn't matter.
What did Mary say?
Mary said she didn't matter.
She said it didn't matter. Mary said it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Who said it didn't matter?
Mary said it didn't matter.
Mary said it didn't matter. She said it didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Did Mary tell Brian the place to eat?
No, Mary didn't tell Brian the place to eat.
Mary didn't tell Brian the place to eat.
Mary said it didn't
matter.
Matter.
Brian said he could use a good steak. He wanted to try out the new steakhouse. Did Brian want to check out the new pizza restaurant?
No, he didn't want to check out the new pizza restaurant. Brian said he
liked having a good steak.
He wanted to try out the new steakhouse.
Where did Brian want to go?
The new steakhouse.
The new steakhouse.
He wanted to try out the new steakhouse.
Brian said he liked having a good steak. He wanted to try out the new steakhouse. What did Brian want to try out? Brian wanted to try out the new steakhouse. Brian said he could use a good steak and wanted to try out the new steakhouse. Mary said she could go for a steak too.
Mary said she could go for a steak too.
What kind of food did Mary want?
Steak. Mary wanted steak too.
Steak. Mary wanted steak too. Mary said she could go for a steak too. Did Mary want Italian food?
No, she didn't want Italian food. Mary said she could go for a steak too.
She didn't want Italian food. Mary said she could go for a steak too. She felt like eating steak too. Who said she could go for a steak too?
Mary said she could go for a steak too.
Mary said she could go for a steak too. Mary said she felt like steak too. Brian said he could swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
When did Brian swing by and pick up Mary?
In about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Brian said he could swing by to pick up Mary in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Did Brian swing by and pick up Mary in 1 hour?
No, he didn't say he swing by and
he didn't say he swung by and picked up Mary in 1 hour. Brian said he swung by to pick up Mary in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
What did Brian say?
Brian says he could swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes.
He said he could swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes. Brian said he could swing by to pick up Mary in about 10 minutes.